Good evening, all. Welcome, welcome. So welcome to my channel. It's Ruth here from artfulstampin.co.uk. Thank you for joining me this evening. So we're going to be doing a one-sheet wonder. I'm quite glad it's a one-sheet wonder, to be honest, because I'm a little bit weary and it's nice just to do something that I'm kind of enjoy doing, and I know it's going to work and all that kind of stuff. All that good stuff. So I've entitled this video How to Create Depth, and I know that I have covered it before, but I've given it that title for any new people that might be finding my channel so that they can get an understanding of what I try and teach here. So for those of you who have been watching me a while, it may be that you have seen some of these techniques, but I'm hoping that you'll appreciate being reminded of them again. And turn myself down. And yeah, you may just find something new in what we're about to do. So I grabbed out some stamps that well, this one I haven't used for quite a while. My sister borrowed it and I haven't really used it for a little while. Pop of Petals is just a great one, floral one to go to. I've been aware that I've been using other floral ones like Floral Essence and things like that, so I thought it'd be nice to come back to Pop of Petals because it is just such a fab stamp set. A Little Lace is a bit newer to me, and so I'm still playing with it, still figuring out what it can do, and I thought it would be a good one to use. So before we get really stuck in and started, I actually want to create some masks, because one of the ways in which you can create depth is to create a very specific foreground. And the way you can do that is by basically creating a mask. So we're going to do that with this set here. Now, there is a punch to match these flowers, but when you punch out with the punch, you end up with a little bit of a space around it. And I don't really want to have that. So a tip for when you're creating your masks, cut just inside the line, because when you place this piece of paper, even though it's a really thin piece of paper, it does create a little bit of haloing. And what I mean by that is when you stamp over it, around the edge there will be a tiny space. So in order to combat that, we cut just inside the line, and then we don't end up with that little line. So that is a super duper quick way of getting rid of any imperfections there. Of course, we tend to embrace our imperfections when we're hand stamping, but we try and limit kind of needless ones, don't we? Right, I'm just going to say a quick hello to everybody that's just come on. Hi Cindy, Diane, Steph, Randy, Donnie, Monica, Jamie, Sheila, Tracy, Rhonda. Oh, thanks for sharing, Rhonda. Janice, Gina, April, hi. Okay, Vanessa, hope it goes well. Catch you later. So this is a live video. If you're wondering who I'm talking to, just press the chat button, because there are folks who are watching live and I end up having a wee chat to them and I respond to some of their questions. So if you ever want to join in on the live, then do subscribe and press the notification bell. So that's what that little bell is for, and it tells it, or hopefully, well, YouTube will inform you when I'm on live. I also share now, because I've realised I can do it. I immediately share onto my Artful Stampin page on Facebook and onto my Artful Stampin Space Facebook group. So if you'd like to be more part of this fabulous community of stampers, then do join the Artful Stampin Space group. It's for anybody who's created something or wants to be inspired by others who create things in the style that I have taught. So that's basically the gist of the group. It's not for just sharing anything and everything and whatever. It's actually quite specifically all about me. No, I'm kidding. It's all about my it's all about my style and what I've been teaching on YouTube. Just to kind of you know, have a focus and a framework. There are lots of Facebook groups that you can share anything and everything, and if you want to set up your own Facebook group to share anything and everything, that's absolutely fine. But this group is primarily about artful stamping, which is a style that I've developed and over the years. So let's lighten this up a little bit because I can hardly see what people are typing. My daughter's got her tablet very dark. Right, let's get started with some cardstock. That would help, wouldn't it? So, oh, you need to make a mail card, Steph. Right, well, what I would suggest is you go through all your existing stamp sets and pull out anything that's maybe got lines, geometrics, basically something non-floral, and have a play. Maybe do some ink smushing and swishing and that kind of thing, and just see what you can come up with, because yeah, it's surprising what you might find. So there we go. Right, so I've got this stamp here. Maybe start with blueberry bushel. So we did have call me clover on that one, didn't we, earlier? So let's just clean that off. Oh, where's my special cleaner? I did find it earlier. There it is. All you have is floral stamps. Steph, I bet you that amongst some of those floral stamps will be some leaves. So pick out all the leaves, collect all the leaves together and see what you can create. All right, and remember that with your ink pads you can create a custom ink pad. Also you can do a really fabulous technique, and I will show you very, very quickly how to do this really cool watercolor technique. Sorry about this, guys, just to diversify just for a second, because my friend Steph is in need of an idea. So let's do this very quickly. Look. So even with the colours I've got in front of me, so I'm just smooshing on some colour. So that's Call Me Clover. This is a bit of Pretty Peacock. And let's get a bit of Blueberry Bushel on here. Oh, that's quite juicy. I say. Bit juicy-woosy. Right, now I just need a spritzer. And my spritzer. There we go. And what you do is you give this a little bit of a spritzy witsy. Don't know what I've got a silly voice today. Right, here we go. Get that colour moving around a bit. Slam it on. Okay, hold it down. This technique has been around for quite a while. And I don't know if you can see. Can you see the lines? Kind of look, you see these lines appearing? So what you do is you hold it down until those lines stop. Okay? So once you see the lines stop moving, you then take it off. Ta-da! And you have this gorgeous kind of watercolour look. Alright, now I'm going to set that aside just for a bit, and then I'm going to make my one sheet wonder, and then I'm going to come back in and I'm going to just use the leaves from this stamp set and see if we can come up with something a bit more masculine for you. Alright, is that a deal, Steph? Will that help you out? I've managed to spray everything now with blue. Never mind. Right. Okay, let's get back to the one sheet wonder. Okay, there we go. Navarana says, F, just make something you like and he will appreciate it. Oh, that is very true. That is very true. Okay, right, let's get this. So we've got dark blue here, and I'm kind of going for my traditional bookmarky kind of layout, all right? Because I do need to make a few more bookmarks. So I'm going to stamp there. I'm not going to stick that down. I'm going to take one of these. See if I can figure out which way these go. Right, I think that's it. Do that, and then I'm going to stamp over the top of that, and then I'm going to twiddle that around and maybe do another one there, like that. There we go. Right. So then I'm going to stamp a dark one there. Get another mask. Hi, Kay. How are you? Have you got me on the big screen? Kay says sometimes I've got you on the big screen. Are you watching a bit of telly? Right, so I've masked that off, and I'm going to go in with another little flower there, and another little flower there. Okay, this is fun. I've not done this before. So stamp. Have I got another one here? Let's see. Oh, got another one there. And nope. Put that one over the top there. Then do another one there. And do another one like that. And then do another one here. Correct? No, that's not right. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. You think I'll get it straight away, especially if this has got the lines on it. But no. Stamp that there. Stamp that there. So, although it does take up a little bit more time, I think the results will probably be worth it, because you will get a very depthful piece of work coming out of this. And once you've cut these masks, you can keep them in your stamp box for next time you want to use them. So that one there, that one there. Hi Renia. Hi Michelle. Yeah, I have had a good day today, thank you. Had parents and toddler group this morning, and then I went did a bit of shopping. Then I've been doing a little bit of prep for a class next week because I wanted to get ahead with that. Actually, I need to show you some of those cards that I'm prepping at some point. And then nope, nope, nope. Yes. Right, so I'm going to leave these on here while we stamp the rest of the background. And I'm thinking, what if we bring in another blue, bring in something like Seaside Spray. I'm going to clean this off because we don't want this dark blue now. There we go. Make sure we get in the crevices there. Oh, now I'm on the big screen. I love it. I'm actually making this quite dense with all the florals. I don't know why, I just thought I'd experiment with it. So sometimes I do things with you guys that I've never done before. And it's fun to kind of just experiment and, you know, because I know you guys don't judge me. I hope. And even if you do, it doesn't matter. There we go. Right. Oh, I don't know. I feel like I need a bit more over here. Maybe one there. Right. Okay. Let's get some other texture in here now. So we've done the bluesy woos. I would like to bring in one of these. Oh, now the other idea I had, oh, we still got some of this to go, was to use, now I don't know if it would work with this, but actually use the tree from Mountain Air as a leaf. I do have that in the back of my mind, and also to use the die as some kind of leaf. Now I think that's going to be quite heavy. I'm wondering whether to do that in a lighter colour and then build up some darker colour. Let's leave the peacock alone for a minute then. Hello, Melanie. Okay, so let's... Ooh, this is quite bright. Ooh. Now, it will dry lighter, I do know that, but that was a bit darker than I intended, so... Oh, I don't know what happened there. I just missed a bit completely. Excuse me. Okay, right. That's quite bright and bold, isn't it, that? So I think if we're going to go darker, we should go more delicate with the stamps. So let's pull this out, which is a really lovely shape. And let's just start doing a few more. So another way to create depth is doing the stamping, second generation and third generation stamping, or we sometimes call it stamping off, but that's technically not correct. Stamping off is when you want a lighter colour and you stamp it onto some scrap and then you stamp onto your piece of work. This is actually what's called second, third, fourth, fifth generation stamping. So the first generation is where you stamp down first, second is second, and so forth and so on. And what that does, it helps to create the look of the leaves, in this case, kind of going off into the distance. So anything that's going off into the distance gets lighter, and anything in the foreground is darker. Excuse me. Okay. So let's have a look. Where else can we do some here? And also feel like it's good to use some of these as a bit of a filler. So like here, I'm using the lighter versions as a filler. So I'm doing first, second generation, and then looking for possible gaps and then filling it up there. Oh, there's another one there. Filling up there, maybe there. Okay. So now, oh, I think we need splatters or something delicate, something nice and delicate. So what about if we use, there's a really lovely kind of, oh no, we've got this to use, which is quite delicate. I know it's a completely different style, but you know, that's fine. wonder if we could use a bit of this peacock again. Oh, that's very sweet. Oh, I just wanted to say a quick thank you to anybody that supported me in January on my channel, either by doing super chat or PayPal or purchasing. I am going to be working on the video that my exclusive video that I do for my supporters. I have a stamp set ready in the wings to be using that I have not shown you guys yet. So I'm going to be doing that at some point. Maybe even do it tomorrow actually, because I have one of my friend's daughters is doing a photography course, and as part of her assignment she has to photograph artists in action, and she's asked if she can come to my house and take photographs of me working. So I might film that tomorrow and let her, you know, take photos of me while I do that. So that might be quite fun to do. Hi Karen! Hi Jan, nice to see you. Okay, now I do like this little stamp, but I'd like maybe some lighter decorations in the background. So if I go back to using a bit of the Seaside spray and just maybe doing some background towards the edges of the design, so it looks like it's going further and further away. Let's see if that will work. So I'm using this really as a background stamp. I'm so sorry guys, I've got this kind of weird cold thing and it's made its way to my throat and probably my upper respiratory tract. It's not quite on my chest, but it's kind of just sitting there. But I'm fine. Now you know what this needs now, don't you? Spots. It needs spots. But before I decide what spots, shall we remove the masks and see what this looks like? And then that will probably dictate to us where everything needs to go. Now you see, I think that's made quite a bit of a subtle but good difference by doing that masking, because it means that these flowers are really in the foreground and they haven't really got lots of stuff interfering with them, whereas the things in the background are very layered. So I quite like that. I'm really pleased with that. Right, I think we need to bring in some more of the Granny Apple Green, because when I first looked at this I thought, oh, it needs more dark spots, but actually we've got these blobs of Granny Apple and I think it needs to pervade all of it. So I'm thinking maybe some spots of Granny Apple Green running through it will just help to bring cohesiveness to it all. Now the other thing we could introduce is maybe some other little leaves. That's another option, but I'd like to get on and make another one, so let's not waste time. I think I'll just get on and do some spots. We'll go for the good old waterfront spotty set, or splatters, whatever you want to call it. So it's this stamp here from the waterfront set. We'll bring that on. Oh, thank you, Joanne. Yes, do have a go with this. You know, I hope that I'm explaining it in a simple way that's easy to follow. Please do ask any questions. If you're watching this on the replay or wherever, whenever, you know, you might be watching this in 2 years' time, you know, God willing, these will still be available if YouTube hasn't exploded or Google hasn't broken down. So if you do have questions, please don't think, oh, well, Ruth filmed this ages ago. She won't reply. You know, God willing, I'll still be doing this in a couple of years' time. So please do ask questions, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to do that. Also, if you haven't got these specific stamp sets, I can make suggestions of what else you could use instead. So I think that kind of works to help bring the green through it. So you've missed the first one, guys. So hi, Cindy and Jackie. Kia ora, Janice. Okay, so there we go. That's how to create a little bit more depth by using masking. So shall we have another go with this? Maybe we could choose some new colours. Yes, often browns or greens, to be honest, because I think green can be used as a neutral sometimes. So yes, yeah, it depends on your own personal taste and things. So I can either use the same colour scheme again and just maybe do something a bit different, or I can choose another colour scheme if anyone wants to suggest one. But for now, what about we go... I'm wondering if we go for Granny Apple Green with this, and we'll go from there. So I'm doing, again, the stamping off technique, and I'm twisting my design around so that it's not always in the same direction. Yeah, I guess I'm relaxed because you have to trust that the stamps that you have purchased are beautiful. You would not have purchased them unless, I don't know, unless you felt pressured into buying something you don't want. Does that make sense? And I think if you perhaps have to look at your collection of stamps or look at your craft materials and go, okay, is there something here that I really don't like? Get rid of it, because really you should only ever have anything in your craft room, you know, that adage, you know, only have things in your house that are useful, beautiful. Really, that should go the same for crafting stuff. So trust the fact that you have chosen beautiful stamps already, therefore what you are going to create is beautiful. What you then need to do is just choose beautiful colours that go together. So, you know, break it down into steps. Don't kind of think, oh my goodness, I've got to create this beautiful piece of artwork, I can't do it. Just break it down. Choose the stamps, choose the inks, choose the composition, and just do it. Just go for it. So I missed that comment then because I started to rant. Crazy thought here. Ever consider using an animal stamp for one sheet wonder? I have done, Cindy. Do have a look back. I used oh, what's it called? The one with the Peter Rabbit. Fable Friends. I did Fable Friends. Yeah, and I've used Nature's Beauty. Yeah, do check back. I have used animal stamps. I have, honest promise, I have. Okay, so that's lemon, no it's not, Granny Apple Green. So what about we go for a bit of Tranquil Tide, maybe in a slightly different flower. Yeah, have a look at my Masculine Mondays in particular. I tend to use animal things for manly, masculine cards. So I want a stamp now that's kind of quite full and dark. Now I might not need to mask this one because it's already quite full in terms of the design. That helps save time, doesn't it? We don't have to mask. Although the masking was fun. Okay, let's go off here. See how I'm getting lighter and lighter as we go further and further away from the centre. Okay, that's quite busy. I didn't intend it to be that busy, but never mind. We'll keep going. Just keep stamping, just keep stamping. Oh, we've got these little flowers we can use. Let's use these. Okay, so this is a bit of blueberry bushel. So Stampin' Up! Have quite a range of colours. We have 50 in stock at any one time. And generally they really work well with each other. There's not often that you get a bad combination of colours. It purely comes down to personal taste or the occasion that you're trying to create a card for, or the season. Hi Denise, nice to see you. Okay. That's pretty, isn't it? Okay, now we do need something smaller in here, some different designs. We could just come back in and use that. Might be nice. Look for some gaps. It's a completely different style to the others. Well, actually no, it's not. I've just realised you've got that open style, which is similar to the triple flowers that I've just stamped. But it does have this really pretty kind of filigree dotty effect, which is very sweet. But it's nice that you can sort of see things through it, through the design. You know, and it doesn't have to make sense, you know, it's not real flowers, it's just pattern. There we go. Right. Chris says he wants to have a go at stamping like this. I pity my poor ink pads. Your ink pads will survive. Chris, go for it. Get her ink pads out, choose 5 colours, no more than 5, and go for it. Because it's so satisfying to see a pattern just appear before your eyes. That's the beauty of stamping, isn't it? You know, we choose these beautiful stamps, we have these beautiful stamps, let's get creative with them. I don't know why I just cleaned that off, because I'm about to go back in with Granny Apple Green. Ah, dear, silly. Silly, silly. It's very liberating, this process. Okay, so I've created what I would call a stamped one sheet wonder or collage stamping. And the idea then is that you can cut this up into pieces and use it to make cards, you can make bookmarks, or use it into, you know, maybe cut it into strips, use it to scrap with. You could do 8x8 scrapbooking with it, decorate a 12x12. Just do whatever you want with it. Please don't just have them sitting there like I sometimes do and not cut them up. You know, they are designed to be cut up. You know, you can always make another one. Oh, hasn't he, Kay? Well, if he hasn't mastered the art of the tap tap, it might be easier for him to leave the stamp down and to ink up by just tapping that way. But yeah, or sometimes what I say to people is you just place the stamp down, lift it up and drop it back on. That is probably about as much ink as you ever need. Some people think you have to push really hard, but you really don't. Do we, ladies? We do not have to push really hard on these ink pads. They're just so fabulous. So, okay, I'll just bring the other one back in. So look, there is quite a difference with the two, although we've used the same colours. Well, I've not used Seaside Spray on this one. I used it on that one. All right. Okay, let's go for something else. I think I'm just going to stick to the same colour palette to show you the variations that can happen within the same colour palette. Right, let's have a look. Maybe do something a bit more dramatic like this one. And I'm going to stamp some leaves in the background. Actually, no, I'm going to stamp some flowers. With... I was going to go Seaside Spray, but... Hold on, just bear with, I'm just thinking. Okay. That one. Yes, they're going to be bookmarks, Donnie. So usually I cut them down. I actually trim off a section and then they get cut into strips. And then I like to leave a little space, a bit of white space, so that if I want to stamp a Bible verse or something, I've got a white space to do it. So that's why I don't stamp all the way to the top. The idea with these is very much it's a thick design through the middle, and then I have some white space. Although I have failed on that, to be quite honest. There's not a lot of white space to be left on there to play. But never mind. Okay, I think I'm going to cluster these. Oh, for goodness sake, Ruth. Come on. Oh, that one did straight away. Okay. Good, Kay. That'd be fantastic. It's good therapy, stamping, isn't it? I was going to say it can bring people together, but you never know. See how well he behaves with your ink pads, Kay. Sorry, I keep knocking the... Keep knocking my thing. Lost my post-it notes now. Sorry about this, guys, bear with. I'll just quickly trim this. Yes, Jan, there is, but the punch doesn't cut out as close as I want a mask. So if I was to use the punch, we'd end up with quite a halo around the flower, which is fine if you like that kind of thing, but I didn't want that. Yes, I will, Karen. Is that what you're hanging on for? I'll just finish this one and then I'll go back to my watercolour. I think I'm only going to stamp some leaves on it though. I'm not going to do anything too crazy. I wanted just a lighter effect on this one. So. I think I might cheat and get a different green out. Sorry. I think the Granny Apple's probably a little bit too dark. Let me just have a check back. Yep. I'm just going to pull out the soft sea foam for this. It's still a green though. Rules can be broken. Absolutely, stamper's prerogative. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Never mind. not sure whether to go in with the blueberry bushel. Okay, I'm wondering, let's go brave on this. Come on, Ruth. Just be a little bit limited and just do the centre section in this. Oh, I could do granny apple green swirls. Yes, that would be fine. It'll still keep it fairly light. Oh, Gina, no, just go for it, my darling. Don't overthink it. Just think of some rules, stick with it, and go for it. Don't overthink it, okay? Because I don't know if you realise, but I'm following some basic sets of rules. So with larger stamps, I tend to sometimes go a bit lighter, and I do, you know, look, I'm done step, 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 step. With this one, it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm repeating that pattern all the way through. So I don't actually have to think about it too much. I know exactly what I'm doing. So when you come to do it, just let the stamps kind of dictate to you how they want to be used. No, please don't spend too much time over it. Just do it. Right. Get some. Oh, actually, no, I'm going to remove these first. The granny apple isn't it? It just brings a bit of zing to everything. Now, the addition of the splats over the top of the masked areas actually helps to not make them look so contrived, because otherwise it kind of can almost look, it's obvious that they were masked off. So by just having the splats over the top, it helps to make it look a little bit more natural. Okay, that's just a very different one. It's yeah, light and airy. Right, let's bring the other two back. So we've got, that was the first one. That was the second one. And that was the third one. Okay, but I see when I look at these, I'm thinking, okay, that's going to be cut up into a strip like that. You know, these are all going to, you're just going to see slithers of these. So, you know, does that make sense? The second one, this one. So you've got various options in terms of how you cut this up. I mean, I will probably make bookmarks, as I said, so these will get cut up like this. But you can cut them up into quarters, so you could use that section for a card. And all you need to do really is stamp a sentiment on that, and that's, you know, done really. Or you can cut it in half. If you cut it in half like that, that can just be a really gorgeous card, and you can maybe just, you know, punch out and stamp a sentiment onto there. Okay, so lots of different choices on there. Right, let's get back then our watercolour from earlier. So it's dried. It's not completely dry, but it's probably dry enough to stamp on. So I wouldn't want to stamp. Oh, let's do it that way around. So it's like grass going up to sky. I wouldn't want to stamp too much over it, but you could do something like, I don't know, you could stamp some trees here. Should we do that? Have you got a tree stamp? Actually, I better check with Steph. Have you got a tree stamp? Oh, hi, Janice. I just noticed you're here. Are you home? Right, Steph, speak now or forever hold your horses. Do you have any kind of tree stamp? If not, we're going to have to make a tree or plants out of a flower or floral. So you have some leaves, yeah? So what you could do is just, I presume you may have some sentiment stamps though. I mean, we could create a plant out of that. Rhonda says, please cut one up. I'm going to be doing bookmarks, Rhonda, if that's okay. Just going to mask this area off down here. Put maybe a happy birthday up there. You can see a lady in the green. Oh, can you? Ooh, spooky. Oh, hope you're having a lovely time, Janice. Okay, I mean, that's super easy. Super easy. I mean, there's another little thing in here that's quite nice. Let's clean this off. So if you want a different type of texture going on, just create little plants growing. There we go. Ta-da! I sell them, Ruth, or I give them away. Hi, Ruth. Nice to meet another Ruth. Okay, I will cut one up. But I am going to do them bookmark style because that's kind of why I made them. I have done a video on something like 16 ways to cut up a one-sheet wonder. So please do have a look. And I've also created a playlist of things you can do with a one-sheet wonder. So do check back on that because I know some of you guys want some ideas. Oh, you want me to show off my process? Okay, so my bookmarks are usually 7 inches long. So what I do is I cut my cardstock at 6 7/8 to get that portion there. Now, of course, you can use this section for something else if you want to. You can use that for another day. Then I cut oh, I've covered up the lady, have I? Okay, so if I explain my reasoning, Stampin' Up used to sell these plastic pockets that were 2 inches wide. Occasionally, though, the plastic pockets will come and they were slightly tighter than 2 inches. So what I will do is I'll cut my base cardstock, which is a coloured cardstock that I will then place this onto. I usually cut that at 1 and 15/16. So 1 and 15/16 minus an eighth is 1 and 13/16. So I will then cut my card at that point there so that it will fit onto a coloured piece of cardstock that I will then cut. And in centimetres, that's for about 4.6 millimetres. But if you wanted to do it in centimetres, you could cut them at 4.5, I guess. Cut these at 4.5 centimetres and then cut your base at 5 centimetres. Which actually would work, and I don't know why I've not done it that way. I just got it in my head to do it this way. Oh, you have been on my channel before, Ruth. Ah. I wonder how many Ruths we could get on one broadcast. Maybe we could have a Ruth broadcast one time. I was once at a conference and there were like 4 of us in the same room. Actually, may have even been 5 of us. I don't know. Okay, so there we go. I'm just going to grab a piece of cardstock. So, let's see what I've got. Ooh, I need to restock my pretty peacock. I'm running out. Down to my last few pieces. Thank you, Linda. Okay, so I'm going to cut these at 7. And then cut these at 1 and 15/16. Oh, you guys are going to have to watch the replay. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, I often make these to sell at conferences, like ladies' Christian conferences. Oh, I shouldn't have bothered cutting that really. I've made a right mess of it. Will that fit on there? No. I might just leave that last one. That was a bit poor of me, wasn't it? I shouldn't have even bothered attempting that one. Maybe if I just cut it down a little bit further and then cut one of these a bit smaller. So I'll do that at There we go. Okay. So I think that was just oh, I could have roughed up the sides. Yes, I could have done that. Okay. Right. So let's do this one first so it's out of the way. Yeah, I could have done that. Sorry, guys. Just read your suggestions, but it was too late. I already did it. Perfect. There we go. Right, that's one's done. So. And the addition of putting, you know, mounting them onto a background colour just helps to frame them. Makes them look super pretty. And, you know, profesh looking. And then once they're in their cellophane, they look cool. And then what I do is I punch a hole in the cellophane at the top and put some ribbon on it. I will grab some in a minute just so that you can see what the end result kind of looks like. And of course, I always stamp the back with copyright Stampin' Up, because I've used Stampin' Up products. And I also put a sticker with my contact details on the back as well. So these would be great just to have in your bag as kind of like little gifts to give with your business cards, which I really should do more often. Let's keep a few in my bag. Oh, just move that over a bit. Oh, no. Come on. Before we sit down. There we go. Last one. No, don't stick down just yet. No, come on. There we go. So that's how to get 6 bookmarks out of one sheet of One Sheet Wonder, or stamped A4. Now, you guys in the States, your measurements are slightly different, so figure it out for yourselves how you want to do it. Also, Stampin' Up don't sell those cellophanes anymore, but I have looked on eBay. You can pick up very similar sized ones. And oh, I've only got ones ready to package here. Okay, so these are ones that I've made in the past, and look, they look so cool in the cellophane. And so I would just punch a hole there like that and put a ribbon through. So these are ones that I made a while back. These need a bit more. These could have maybe a verse or something on those. So you made bookmarks for ladies at church on Mother's Day a few years ago. Ah, cool. Actually, that's a good idea. I could do that. Sometimes I give them flowers. But no, we could do this. And I tend to not discriminate against women that don't have biological children, if that makes sense. I just give them to all the ladies. We just go, if you're a lady, you can also be a mother of other people, not necessarily your own biological children. So, because there's different ways in which women can mother, I believe. Right, so there we go. So let's have a look, see how these look in their cellophane. Yeah, give to all women. Yeah, that's it. What colours are the yellow and orange ones? Oh, now you're asking. I would guess that they are terracotta tile. Actually, I don't know why I'm putting these in here because I need to do this to them. Terracotta tile, possibly Daffodil Delight and Grapefruit Grove, I think. But you could have a little play with any oranges and things that you have. Yeah. So I've got a little copy of Stampin' Up stamp here from an old set. So we can see how professional they look, lol. Yes, very profesh. So just get my little stamperoonie there. Oh, I pressed a bit too hard in that ink. It's quite juicy. There we go. Chris says he's going to make bookmarks tomorrow. Go for it, Chris. My birthday's in April. You can send me one. Maybe you could do a giveaway, Chris. That's it, Steph. See? Lots of people with additional baddies. And then I get one of my stickers. So I just print out my own stickers on big sheets of sticker paper. Just add one of those there, like that. Bookmark swap. Yes. You guys we could do a I'm a bit reluctant to do a bookmark swap because it takes a bit of organising. We could do a bookmark chain swap where we create a list and you send to the person below you on the swap. Does that make sense? So you just end up with one. We could do that. We could organise them in region. So we could have UK and Europe. We could have USA. And then we could have South Pacific. Do you guys want to do that on Artful Stampin' Space? Yes, says Karen. Okay. So do we want UK to be lumped together? Not lumped. That's a really unfortunate word. Do you want UK and Europe to be all together? I don't mind posting within Europe. And then I mean, if people want to, organise privately, once you've created, obviously, you're going to create 6 bookmarks. You can send to whoever's below you on the list. But if you want to organise private ones with people, because it might be that once you've taken a photo, someone goes, "Oh, can I swap with you?" Oh, that's lovely, Steph. I mean, I'm sorry about the circumstances, but I love it when people just kind of be significant in someone's life, that, that's just becomes a natural relationship that works, especially when it's come from such pain. That's lovely. Oh, well, thank you for sticking with me, guys, as I've done this package. This is the boring bit. This is the packaging bit. You guys don't get to see this normally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. 6 more to my collection. And then potentially that's 6, 12, 18 I've made tonight. So there we go. Yes, you can get these very easily. They're widely available. As I said, Stampin' Up used to sell them, so I sort of stocked up when I knew they were going out of stock, but to be honest, I've only got really 1, 2, 3, 4 packets left. 3 and a bit packets, really. And then once those have run out, I'll then be buying them from somewhere else. It's a shame Stampin' Up got rid of these, because I think people use these to put sweets in as well. They obviously weren't selling that well, so they obviously thought to get rid of them. So there we go. Right, lovely to have your company, everybody. Really lovely. And if you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And I'll just leave you with another little look at these ones. So we've got that one and that one. So there we go. Lots of love to you all, and I'll catch you later. I think if you put it cake pop cello. Oh, a cake pop cello. Ah. Yeah, you can sandbox it, Janice, but I suppose, you know, if there's only a couple of people, a handful of people needing them, then it's not worth them manufacturing them, put them in the thing. So, I don't know. There we go. Take care for now, guys. See you all soon. You're welcome, Wendy. Janice, enjoy the rest of your holiday. Thanks, Jane. Take care. Oh, you're welcome, Monica. And you, Wanda. Lovely to see you. Can I do the night shift? I need to go to bed, Grace. Sorry. Go back and watch some of my replays. There we go. Just pretend you're watching it live. I'm sure there's many a video you haven't seen. Chris. I think Kay has seen every video of mine, but Chris may not have. So go back. So, yeah, lots of love, everybody. Bye.